Hello, everyone. This is Al, Red Sox fan, coming to you from Al, Red Sox fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. Little post game, excuse me, for Game 2 of the World Series. The Red Sox take it 4-2 behind David Price. Excellent pitching by Price. He goes the 6 innings, which I felt was very important to go 6 innings. You get your starter to go 6 innings, then you go Kelly, Eovaldi, and Kimbrel. Ball game over. Red Sox played very well. Uh, let's just go here real quick. Fandom D Saint has joined us in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Check out that wonderful channel, All Things Entertainment. And as Devin, the original Grognard, says, pop culture. So let's quickly go to what happened in the ball game. For the Red Sox, again, David Price picks up the win in Game 2 of the World Series. Absolutely outstanding. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, 5 Ks. He was a little shaky at the end, but he got out of it. Then Joe Kelly comes in, pitches the 7th with 2 strikeouts and zeros across the board besides that. Nathan Eovaldi comes in, pitches the 8th, a perfect inning with a strikeout. And Craig Kimbrel pitches the 9th inning, 3 up, 3 down. Ball game over. The Red Sox take a 2-0 lead with a 4-2 victory as they head out to the West Coast with a chance to end the World Series in La La Land, and that would be absolutely fabulous. No matter what, if all goes horrible in Los Angeles, the Red Sox will be back at Fenway, but as a Red Sox fan, I don't want to see that. I want to see them finish it off in Los Angeles. For the Dodgers, again, their starting pitching, not so good in my opinion. Ryu went 4 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, walked 1, struck out 5. Madsen came in, got the final out in the 5th, bottom of the 5th. And then they went Urias, scoreless inning. Medea, 2/3 of an inning and scoreless with a strikeout. Did give up a hit. Alexander pitched a third of an inning, struck out a batter. And Baez came in and a scoreless inning. So the 4 runs did come off Rura, but Madison allowed inherited runners to score as he struggled. The starting pitching, there's a big difference when your starter, again, the game's change. I understand that. The game's change. But when your starter can go 6, they didn't have to go to Brazier, the Red Sox. You have to have your starters go 6, at least. My God, that's not Chris Sale's a different story. I get it. He is not feeling well, arm issues, stomach issues. I understand that. But when your starter, David Price, went 6 innings, again, his 2nd win in the postseason, it makes everything easy. And when the bullpen is pitching like it is with Kelly, Eovaldi, and Kimbrel, it's a beautiful thing, especially if you're a Red Sox fan. Let's go to the chat real quick and Fandom D Saint. He's a Yankee fan himself, but that's okay. We still love him. He says, sweet win for Game 2. I wish you were there to see it live, Al. Then you would do a stream of it off your phone. Well, it was a very cold night at Fenway Park. I was very happy to be at home watching it with my dad. Nice and warm and toasty. You don't want them to win it at home. No. If they win it at home, that's fine, but I'd rather them finish it off. A win's a win. They'll have the parade at home. But their job's not done. They need two more wins, as this is probably one of the most professional Red Sox teams, meaning very, in a way, Yankee-like, where they're very professional. They have a good time, but they have had their eye on the goal, eye on the prize, as they'll say, and they're marching forward to that prize. And again, it's not over. They know it. Alex Cora is an excellent manager. He keeps them level-headed. They grind out every at-bat. They grind out every inning. Devers looked outstanding at third today. He didn't look shaky at all. And they'll need Rafael Devers to play a good, solid third base. And he did. He made some nice plays today. The one faux pas is Ian Kinsler running the Red Sox out of an inning, going to third with 2 outs, trying to get to third. You have to make sure you have to be 125, 150, 200, 1,000% sure you're going to make it to third base with 2 outs because you can score from second most likely on a single. And he ran the Red Sox out of an inning. So that's the one faux pas, the blunder, very minor. I'm ecstatic over the pitching of the Boston Red Sox. Just very happy for David Price. Not a big fan of David Price, but I'm very happy for him. And Higher Ground Gaming's joined us in the chat. That's Eric. He left a couple of messages yesterday. I haven't responded back to them, but he was absolutely correct. Sales pitch count was up yesterday. I'm just saying it makes it so much easier. Again, I'd like to see starters go 7, 8, 9 innings. It doesn't happen anymore. But if they can go 6 for any team that you root for, then you're getting to your elite pitchers out of the bullpen. And however it lines up at the end of the year, it might not be the original guys. Look, they're using Eovaldi out of the pen. Unbelievable how well he throws the ball. It's going to be very interesting to see if Nathan Eovaldi, who's a free agent, will they offer him a contract? He's making himself a lot of money here. It's just going to be very interesting to see what they do with Nathan Eovaldi. And again, hats off to David Price. He's done a wonderful job. He was, when I was watching him, he did seem to be laboring at the end, but he got through it. And again, what a huge difference. What a huge difference. Again, Price 6 innings, Kelly for an inning, Eovaldi for an inning, Kimbrel for an inning, ball game over. Red Sox pitching gave up 3 hits. Red Sox bullpen gave up no hits. The Red Sox pitching struck out 8. Price got 5. Kelly got 2 and Eovaldi got 1. Kimbrel 1, 2, 3, top of the 9th. It's a beautiful thing. It is absolutely marvelous. And what are your thoughts in the chat? If you watch the game, if you're a Red Sox fan, a Dodgers fan, or just a baseball fan. Again, we have Fandom D Saint. Check out that wonderful channel. All things Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, pop culture, TV, movies, Star Wars, you name it, he does it. And we have Higher Ground Gaming. That's Eric. Retro Sports, and he's also playing some Civilization strategy games. Excuse me. And he says 6 is great nowadays for pitching. Absolutely, it makes a huge difference. Huge difference. And he says Kelly was awesome too. Confidence is the key. Eric has hit all the points, all the bullet points that are very important. This team is confident. They have an excellent manager. He's been unbelievable. Again, I'm not complaining about yesterday. I'm just saying I know Sale's not feeling well. They got all they could out of him. But if your starter can go that 6, you skip over Brazier. You skip over. He had his plan. That's what I love about Alex Cora. He adapted his plan. He saw yesterday. I don't know the man personally. I don't talk to him. I'm saying he saw you. He's done this throughout the year. He saw what was going on, and he adapted. Now he knows he has Price. Price gets through 6. He's not going to Barnes. He's not going to Brazier. He went Kelly, Eovaldi, Kimbrel. 9 up, 9 down, ball game over. Red Sox win 4-2, and they take a 2-0 lead. As Phantom DC, whose father is also a Yankees fan, says, I can attest you guys did great. If my dad went to bed early out of anger. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, Cora, extremely high baseball IQ. Absolutely. What I love about Alex Cora is he adapts. Remember game 1 of the season, and everyone's like, oh my God. But he, with the whole pitching faux pas, he just, the pitchers and stuff like that. But he adapted. He changed right away. He said, okay, this is the way. I agree with Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Extremely excellent, Alex Cora. Extremely excellent high baseball IQ. It's wonderful to see after a few years, after years of John Farrell, who, again, to me was a horrible manager. Horrible. Who ran into some good luck. I was just discussing with my father today. The one good thing that Farrell did when they were in the World Series was, and I was a big Jared Saltalamacchia fan, but he was struggling defensively, and he benched him for David Ross, which was the right move. But what a huge difference when you have a baseball guy who's not afraid to make moves, who's not afraid to try things. It's going to be interesting. Will Mookie Betts play second base? I would take a shot at it. I would let Mookie Betts play second base in LA. That puts JD Martinez in right. You have Bradley in center. And Benintendi, who unbelievable. Andrew Benintendi didn't get any hits tonight. Had a big walk, though, to continue the inning. 2 outs. They get 2 singles. Benintendi walks. Pierce walks. And then the big hit by J.D. Martinez in that inning. What was that, the 5th? It was a big inning. They go up 4-2, and the bullpen closes the door. But Benintendi, absolutely outstanding catch. Good at bat. The other thing I thought of going forward, if you didn't want Mookie Betts to play in the outfield, if you didn't want Mookie Betts to play second base, they never talked. I'm wondering why during the year they never, J.D. Martinez, usually, again, a DH, corner outfielder type. I'm always curious why he didn't take any balls at first base. First base, not a very hard position to learn. You have to be competent, don't get me wrong, but not a very. I was just curious. So do you think, people watching in the chat, do you think Mookie Betts will be playing second base and J.D. Martinez will be in right to keep both those bats in the lineup? As Jonathan's joined us, he says, I missed both games. Who was winning? The Red Sox won both games, as Eric from Higher Ground Gaming tells Jonathan. Red Sox won 4-2 in game 2. Wonderful pitching effort by David Price. And we'll go over the box score real quick. Price, once again, went 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walked 3, struck out 5. In the 6th, he was laboring towards the end, but he got through it. You could see him take that deep breath, and he got through it. Joe Kelly pitched a perfect 7th, with 2 strikeouts. Evaldi came in, pitched a perfect 8th with a strikeout, and Craig Kimbrell got the save, a perfect top of the 9th. 9 up, 9 down for the bullpen. They did not give up 1 hit, 1 run, or 1 walk. They struck out 3. Contrary, the Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitching has not been really good. I'm never impressed with Kershaw. He's a good pitcher, but in the playoffs, for the years I've watched, and that's when I mainly watch the Dodgers and Kershaw, he's a 50-50 pitcher. He's not lights out in the playoffs. Ryu went 4 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, walked 1, struck out 5. Madison came in, allowed the inherited runners to score. They all went to Ryu. Then he only pitched a third of an inning. He got the final out, but it came at a great cost to the Dodgers. Urias pitched an inning, scoreless. Then Medea, 2/3 of an inning with a hit and a strikeout. Alexander got the final out in the 7th. And then they went to Baez for the 8th. And Baez is a tough pitcher. So altogether, the Dodgers pitching staff, 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, walked 2, struck out 8. And again, Andrew Benintendi, that was a huge catch in left field. Outstanding by Andrew. So we're going to go through what happened in the box score in a moment. Let me go to the chat real quick. And Felicia's joined us in the chat. She is a big Boston Red Sox fan. She says, go Sox. Eric says he'll be right back. And now Felicia says to Fandom D Saint, who's a big Yankee fan, how's life for the Yankees fan? And he says, pretty good, pretty good. We also have Jonathan in the chat. So, Felicia, what are your thoughts on the game? Did you have any anxious moments as a Red Sox fan, Felicia? And check out Citadel of Trivia. Felicia's a host along with Fandom D Saint at times, and Milt, West Rosie Ninja, and Marie. Everything Star Wars has joined us, another wonderful channel in our community. And he says, Red Sox, explanation points. How are you, my friend? Also, what's coming up on all your guys' channels so I can read it out to the lovely people in YouTube land? Felicia said, I didn't watch as much of this game as I did game one. Oh, it was very good. The pitching was so much. I had so much more confidence in the pitching tonight, and that's funny for me to say. Not a big David Price fan, but as he said, he's gotten the monkey off his back. And even in the sixth, again, when he was laboring a bit, he took that deep breath. You could see it in his eyes. Took the deep breath, regrouped, got the outs he needed, got through six. I keep saying it over and over again. We don't have to go to Barnes early. We don't have to go to Brazier. They went Joe Kelly, Nathan Eovaldi, and Craig Kimbrell. 9 up, 9 down. Ball game over, 4-2 Red Sox. Excuse me. Everything Star Wars is coming up on. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Coming up on his channel tomorrow. I'm playing tribute to General Grievous by talking about him, his life, and Battlefront 2 with him in it. Very cool. Now, General Grievous was the robot with multiple arms, correct? I remember playing I think he was Grievous. I remember playing one of these Star Wars games, the one where you could play multiplayer. Yoda, it was single player, and then it went to a multiplayer format. And I want to say that was on the PlayStation 3. That was a really fun game. I wish they'd bring that type of game back. Everything Star Wars says yes. So that's cool. We got to check that out if you're around. Are you doing a live show or are you doing a recording? As Everything Star Wars says, he actually was not a robot but became one. Right. They put his brain in they Frankensteined him, in other words. He says, live this weekend. Excellent, excellent. So check that out on Everything Star Wars. So let's go through the Red Sox box score real quick. And the Red Sox job is not done yet. They need 2 more wins out in L.A. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming has rejoined. He says, one thing about L.A. is their pickups of Machado and Dozier don't get as well as haven't done as well as the Red Sox pickups of Pierce and Eovaldi. Pierce and Eovaldi, especially Eovaldi, has been in the playoffs a godsend, a savior. Unbelievable how hard he throws and the movement he has on his pitches. He just, as Eric says, they've gelled. That whole team, this is a true team concept with the Red Sox. They brought it up again today. Brock Holt in the playoffs hits for the cycle, and then the next game he doesn't play. You know, they buy into it. The original Grognard giving us his Halloween greeting of boo with a little ghost. Check out that wonderful military strategy channel. Has joined us in the chat. How you doing, OG? Hope all is well. As Everything Star Wars says, if they split, they're in great shape. Well, they have 3 games out there. So if they take one, they're coming back no matter what. They're either coming back down 3-2 or up down 3-2 or up 3-2. I'd rather see them finish it off there. As the original Grognard says, doing good, my friend. Excellent to hear that. So let's go through the box score real quick. I appreciate everyone who's on in the chat. Thank you very much, or listening, as I normally don't do this type of stream, but I'm so excited. My mom, God rest her soul, is a huge Red Sox fan. She would have enjoyed it. Would have been nice if we could have got her through one more baseball season. She saw the beginning of it, so of the baseball season. All right, let's go to the box score. Oh, and Citadel for Trivia, Felicia says, we'll be doing Halloween trivia Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, me and Milt, Jeopardy format. Thank you very much, Felicia. So let's go through the box score. For the Dodgers, very easy. They had 3 hits. Everyone else was an offer. Freeze, he's always been a good postseason player, was 1 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. He's now batting .600 in the series. And the other, Machado, is 1 for 4 with a run scored. And he's batting .286. And then the third hit was Yasiel Puig. Was 1 for 3 with a ribby. And he's only batting .167, though he's knocked in a few runs. I missed an RBI somewhere. That's easy enough to see. Kemp. Oh, Kemp had he produced a run on a sac fly. So he knocked in the first RBI. And Puig knocked in the go-ahead RBI. Again, the one faux pas was Ian Kinsler's base running blunder. 2 outs, you better make sure, as I'm going to jokingly say, you're a million times sure you're going to make it safe to third. Striking out for the Dodgers, Bellinger struck out once, Turner struck out once, Taylor, Kemp, Kiki Hernandez, Muncy the pinch hitter, Barnes the catcher, and Grandal, the pinch hitter who then went into catch, they all struck out once. Those are the 8 strikeouts. For the Red Sox, Mookie Betts, 3 for 4, a run scored. He's now batting .500. Benintendi was 0 for 3, but he did walk and scored a run, and also had that outstanding catch in left. He's now batting .500. Pierce was 0 for 2, but walked with the bases loaded. That was a key. 2 outs. Then they had singles by Vasquez and Betts. Benintendi walked to load the bases. Pierce walked a run in, ball game tied, and J.D. Martinez bloops one in, 2 runs scored, 4-2. Moreland came in to pinch hit. He struck out. Second time he struck out. Played first base in the 9th. J.D. Martinez, 1 for 4, but that 1 hit produced 2 RBIs. He's now batting .429. Bogarts was 1 for 4 with a run scored. He also struck out twice. Benintendi struck out twice. Moreland, as I said, struck out once. Devers was 0 for 4, struck out twice, but played very, very good defensively at third base. Kinsler was 1 for 3 with a ribby. He knocked in the first run, but that base running blunder, again, didn't hurt, but could have come back to haunt them. You never want to make the third out at third or at home plate. Well, third, excuse me. Bradley was 1 for 3. And Vasquez was 1 for 3 with a run scored. He started off that 2-out rally. Let's go to the chat again, and then we'll do a little recap of how they scored, how each team scored. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, Red Sox amazing with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this postseason. I know that stat, I forgot. They're hitting insane with runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and that is so that is clutch hitting. That is the definition of clutch hitting. Everything Star Wars says J.D. Martinez was great signing. Absolutely wonderful signing, marvelous signing. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, over 400. Yeah, that was an amazing stat. It was funny. No one on or less than 2 outs are not hitting well. And then you see 2 outs, they're hitting like 2 something, much better than with less than 2 outs. And then with runners on, it goes higher. Runners in scoring position, as Eric says, over 400. So that is very stout, very clutch. As Random D Saint says, the Red Sox should finish it quick so I can watch my Fox shows on Tuesday. And thank you, Everything Star Wars. He says, smash that like button. Well, I appreciate that. All right, let's just quickly go through. I got to have Eric on a chat with Al. We have to have Eric on. With Mr. Brody, his pug dog, and Miss Mags, his feline companion. All righty, let's go to plays. So the Red Sox scored. I think I backed. I said the bottom of the first. I apologize. Bottom of the second. Ian Kinsler singled. Line drive to left field. Bogart scored 1-0. He would then be thrown out trying to get to third on a base hit. And that stood up until the top of the fourth when Matt Kemp had a sac fly to center and David Freese scored from third. It was a 1-1 ball game. And continuing in that inning, Yasiel Puig would then single, line drive to center, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Manny Machado scored. And it was 2-1. And that held up until the bottom of the fifth. And this is where the Dodgers pitching staff twice has pooped the bed, in my terms. And I'm happy about that. Obviously, I'm a Red Sox fan. So with two outs, you're getting base hits from Christian Vasquez and Mookie Betts. Andrew Benintendi walks to load the bases. The Dodgers go with their new pitcher. Was it Medea? Go back to the box score for a second. Madsen. They go. I knew it started with an M. They go to Madsen, and then he walks Pierce, get ball game tied, and he gives up the bloop single to right, 2-run score, and it's 4-2. It was outstanding. Then you had the big catch by Benintendi I think that was in the top of the fifth. That was a huge play. And then again, the pitching was outstanding. It started with David Price, then Kelly Eovaldi Kimbrel, 9 up, 9 down. It was a beautiful thing. So, as Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, he would like to be chat with Al. Excellent. We'll set something up. We can talk about your channel, your gaming, and baseball and other things. Whatever you want to talk about. As you've seen chats with Al, they're pretty much open for him. Everything Star Wars. Felicia says, I'm hoping for a clean sweep, bro. I would love that. I have no qualms about them winning it in LA. It's fine with me. Everything Star Wars, of course. But remember, pitchers bat. The American League is a disadvantage now. The Sox have to take a batter. Well, that is true, what Everything Star Wars is saying. They're going to have to take a bat out of the lineup, possibly. Well, yes, they have to. But Mookie Betts has been taking ground balls at second, so they could be pulling a 1968 Detroit Tigers where Mickey Stanley, who normally played center field, played shortstop in the World Series, because for the 68 Tigers, their shortstop and third baseman were practically automatic outs. And Stanley was a very serviceable shortstop, and he played short, and they were able to get Northrup's bat in the lineup in center. So it's going to be interesting if they play Mookie Betts at second. You're going to have J.D. Martinez in right. Obviously, with a lead, you would take J.D. In my opinion, I think Cora would take Martinez if they go to this. If Betts plays second, Martinez would play right. And then with a lead, they would probably pull Martinez. Mookie Betts would go back out to right, later in the ball game, and you bring in either Ian Kinsler or Brock Holt. Devers, again, played very good at third today. But you could also see they did it once in the playoffs already, where Kinsler played second and Brock Holt came in to play third late in the ball game. So, as Eric from Higher Ground Gaming also says, Mookie actually has been taking ground balls in the infield all season. Yes, he likes to do it. He likes to make sure he stays sharp. As Eric says, he wants to keep sharp so he can use all of his muscles with a big smile. It's going to be interesting. The other thing Bubba Husky's joined us in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Go Vols. The good news for the Tennessee Volunteers, they are not playing the Alabama Crimson Tide this Saturday. Dog Sidious has joined us, another huge Star Wars fan. Congrats to Dog. He went over 200 subscribers the other day. He had a nice video on that. And I don't know if we're doing the chat with on Dog's channel, because we didn't do it last week on Dog's channel. So We probably should do it on Dog's channel because things got confusing. I couldn't make it for that time, and he ended up doing LMR's show, which was really good. I watched a little bit of that. So we're gonna have some sort of chat going on this weekend or Friday. If it's on Dog Sidious's channel, which I think we should probably do it on there because we after trivia. Yes, we will go after trivia if you want on your channel, Dog, because last week got confusing and then so we missed out. Pardon me, I'm still not feeling well. We missed out on the chat last week, so let's do it on your channel. I'll probably do a Friday chat after the game, but I might do one during the game, just talking about anything. So then we'll do one on Saturday. As Felicia, yes, I caught. I didn't catch any of it, but I saw as we were still doing month-ending closing. I work with numbers in accounting. It's a thrill normally. So yeah, Felicia was on with LMR. Check that out. As Bubba Husky says, the Vols are playing the Charlotte 49ers. They better win that. As Everything Star Wars says, yes, it was entertaining. We can talk about Mark Hamill or paper boats. Whatever you want to talk about, Dog. Whatever, it's your call, Mike. I have something really fun. I don't want to give it away. We'll talk. We'll talk. I'll send you an email or something. I think you'll like this because I don't want to give it away because I don't want someone to steal our idea because it's going to be funny. It's going to be good stuff, and it involves Game of Thrones and possibly some other things. So we kind of did a little bit of it, but I think you'll like it, Dog. And then OG will be there, and Chris, and he's going to want to talk about some new board games, so that's going to be cool. And then we'll see if we can get Travis Comics with Bueller on if you want. So, but that's going to be coming up Saturday on Dog Sidious's channel after Citadel for Trivia's Halloween Jeopardy with Milt and Felicia. Mark Hamill is constantly trying. Felicia says Mark Hamill is constantly trying to defend TLJ on social media. As Bubba Husky would like to talk about gladiator movies, like they did in Airplane. I don't know what. The Last Jedi. I just figured it out. TLJ. So again, the Red Sox win 4-2. Excellent pitching. Price, Kelly. It was beautiful. Price for 6, Kelly for 1, Evaldi for 1, and Kimbrel closing the door in the 9th. Doc says, okay, I know Chris and OG sound good for the weekend. Need to get Travis a message. You should have his email because when I emailed you, should have, but I can email him too. And I'll send you probably tomorrow. I think you guys will like it. It's a fun thing we can do. So, and it's like Game of Thrones. I was going to do a little bit of it on my channel. Yeah, you do have it now, Dog. Okay. I was going to do a little bit of it on my channel. I still might with other things, but since we're going to probably get a lot of Game of Thrones fans on your channel, I think it's really funny. I think it's funny, so I don't want to give it away. As Fandom D Saint says, wait, why is he defending it when he hated what they did to Luke? Maybe they're going to somehow try to salvage. I don't want to get into too much of a Star Wars talk, but it's interesting to me. I'm not as big of a Star Wars guru and knowledge as everything Star Wars or Dog Sidious and Fandom D Saint and Felicia. But maybe they're going to try to bring back his character somehow. Spicer 007 says, hey, Red Sox fan. Congrats to you and the Red Sox. You think David Price is a Red Sox next year? Yes, because they're paying him a lot of money. Though he could opt out. he could opt out and try to make more. And if he opts out, if I'm the Red Sox and a player opts out, I say adios. I'm not paying. We paid you a lot of money, and if you want to opt out, it's in your contract. That's fine, but we're not bidding on you. The other interesting thing, will they sign Craig Kimbrell? Will they sign Nathan Eovaldi? Will they sign Joe Kelly? Again, when you sign bullpen, and I think Nathan Eovaldi, if they sign him, would be a starter, but he has the stat, Nathan Eovaldi, where when he goes on 6 days rest, he's absolutely outstanding. So, as Dog City says about Mark Hamill, because he's paid off by Disney, or he's crazy saying. But I don't think Price will opt out. And to me, if I'm a team and I have a player under contract, and again, with the contract stating the player can opt out at a certain point of his contract, that's fine. But if he opts out, unless he's absolutely a surefire Hall of Famer, I say adios. And as Bubba Husky says, hello and goodbye in Hawaiian. You know, I'm not going to – I've already bid on the player. I've already given him a great contract. Hats off if he wants to opt out. God bless him. I say bye. I'm not going to – I've seen teams do this. I've seen the Red Sox bid against themselves for players. Again, all teams do it, but the Red Sox were notorious to do it. I mean, they would overbid on players that no one else wanted for that price. I'm not saying no one else wanted those players. Spicer 007 says, he just didn't seem happy in Boston, but the postseason he actually stepped up and did his job. Yes, he's been excellent. And you could see him, in my opinion, he was laboring in the sixth, but he took a deep breath. You could see the look in his eyes, and in my opinion, he says, I can do this. And he got through those outs. And it's a huge difference. I know the game's changed. You're not going to get the guy going 8, 9 innings very rarely now in a regular season, never mind a playoff. But, my God, you got to get your starters to go 6 innings. Just look at the Dodgers starters. And I'm not – Dave Roberts took Kershaw and Rue out at the right time. Those guys are not pitching well. I'm not talking about that. But let's go back to the Houston series real quick. Their manager overmanaged, in my opinion, when it came to his pitching staff. I think, was it Keuchel? Keuchel had the Red Sox shut down after that initial success the Red Sox had. And they were like, well, Keuchel's given us his 5 innings, or is it 6? I think it was 5, actually. And they went to their bullpen. When he had the Red Sox befuddled. And they went to the whole, 3 times through, the batting order. We don't like to go send our pitcher 3 times through the batting order, more than 3. And I'm sitting there going, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. This is why pitchers don't pitch. They don't get any arm strength. I know the game's changed. I don't want to sound like – it's just amazing to me that pretty soon a quality start will be like 3 innings, 1 run. But the playoffs are a different animal. If you can get your starter to go 6 innings, or, my God, 7 innings, you just cut out, again, Barnes, nice out of the pen. Brazier, less than nice out of the pen. He's okay. He's pitched well. I don't have a lot of faith in him. He's up and down, as you can see. Barnes is up and down to a lesser extent than Brazier. We skipped over both those guys. Now, I don't know. They threw an inning yesterday, so I don't know if they're tired. But he went back to Eovaldi. He went back to Kelly. They have an off day. He obviously went back to Kimbrell. But you see what I'm saying? My point yesterday, and it was not that to make Chris Sales pitch longer. I understand. He has arm issues. You can just see the way he pitches. He was throwing a lot of the off-speed stuff. And they took him out after 5 or 4 and whatever it was. But imagine, what I'm saying is your other starters must go 6. If they're pitching well. I'm not, obviously, if the guy's getting racked. Again, Dave Roberts, when he took out his pitchers in game 1 and 2, did it at the right time. His pitchers have not pitched well to start. The starters have not pitched well for the Dodgers. Again, Clayton Kershaw, nice pitcher. to me, he's a 50-50 pitcher in the playoffs. And he doesn't go long. And again, that's part of the system that they have. I remember when Nolan Ryan was with the Rangers as president of baseball operations, they went with the old school philosophy, and it worked because they made the playoffs, they made the World Series, and then there was a falling out between Nolan Ryan and I don't know if the ownership, and he's out, he was gone. But you gotta let pitchers pitch. Pitchers have to be honest. My arm's tired. I can't go anymore. So then you go to the pen. Spicer007 says, what's your opinion on teams bringing in relief pitchers to start games? Well, Tampa Bay's done it, and they actually had success. They went through, I don't know the stats off my top of my head, but I was like kind of giggling at that because it's crazy to me. It's still nuts to me, but they had success with it. And there's another team that did it also. The White Sox tried this way back when with Tony La Russa in 1983, I think. Milwaukee, thank you, Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. I couldn't think of it. Milwaukee does it. When it works, it works well, I guess. But you're really wasting. And I'm going to get to C. Chin, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, a Dodgers fan. He brings up a good point. Again, I'm rooting for the Red Sox. I have no animosity towards the Dodgers. I don't like Manny Machado. That's for other reasons. I personally think you could blow your bullpen. Again, I get it. Someone's gonna throw 2 innings, 1 inning, 1 inning, 2 innings, but you could mess up. I don't like it. But they had success. I don't know about Milwaukee, but they must have had success too because they stuck with it. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, Old Soldier says there's no substitute for strong starting pitching. No, there isn't. And again, there's a big difference if your starter goes 6. Sai Chin says Dodgers should have left Ryu in there. Madison wasn't even warmed up yet. He was starting to struggle. See, again, he got the 2 outs. Then you get the single by Vasquez and Betts. Benintendi, a good at bat. He walks, and then they walk in the tying run. And then J.D. Martinez does what J.D. Martinez has done pretty much all year. He knocks in a couple of runs in a clutch situation. But I feel your pain, C. Chen, the Dodger fan. I'm assuming he's a Dodger fan because he's talking about the Dodgers. The Dodgers need better starting pitching. What are your thoughts on Kershaw, if you're a Dodgers fan, and his performances in the playoffs throughout these years? Higher Ground Gaming. Milwaukee did it in the playoffs and had some success. Old Soldier. In the end, the Brewers bullpen cost them the series. Yes, and also the catch that Taylor made when they moved him from second to left. And I can't think of the batter again. Kemp. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but he's going to be most likely the MVP of the National League. That was a great catch by Taylor, and that changed. Instead of having a tie ball game and the inning continuing, he made the catch, and then as Old Soldier says, the bullpen didn't have a good game when they needed it. C. Chin says Kershaw is on and off. That's what I've been saying. I've been using the term on and off is probably a better. I've been saying 50-50 in the playoffs. And for someone who's supposed to be, quote unquote, again, this is my terms. No one's Sandy Koufax, but that type of shutdown. Yelich. Thank you, Old Soldier. I'm bad with names, and I apologize with that. Yelich. Taylor made a great catch. Spicer007 said, I'm a big Tribes fan, and our starting pitchers go 6, and our relievers were just horrible this year, even after we go out and get Hand and I think it's Simber. Dog City is also a big Indians fan, says they need to trade Kluber. Dog, what would you be expecting? Because what would you be expecting in a trade? You don't have to say players, but what needs, if you're trading Kluber, Dog, what needs do the Indians have to get back. You don't have to give me players. If you have players or a team and something set up in your mind, that's cool too. I always love to talk trades. But what needs? Because you're a big Indians fan. Spicer 007 is a big Indians fan. Sechin, and I hope again I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If I'm not, I'm apologizing. Also, it's too damn cold in Boston. Fenway Park is such a unique stadium. Hard for the Dodgers to adjust. That's the beauty of Fenway Park. Benintendi made a huge catch in left. Felicia says Benintendi's pretty hot. I hope he keeps doing good. And the walk was huge. I mean, I love this Red Sox team. The one thing I question, they have some silly base running throughout the year. And the Kinsler, again, they win. The one thing I take away from this is Kinsler trying to go to, you got to be at more than 100% that you can get to third base with 2 outs. Old Soldier, the elements work to the Red Sox advantage. Well, both teams have to play in the cold. I mean, if you're not up for the World Series, there's something. Now they're going to go play in LA. The Dodgers have the advantage. You know, it's National League type of game. Most likely, myself and Higher Ground Gaming, that's Eric. Check out that wonderful channel. And I'm going to, in a second, go through the channels in the chat. All great content creators. Remember, we're all small YouTube channels, and we have, I'll say, banded together in a great community, and all wonderful content creators, and we all support one another, and it's a great thing. So I think Mookie Betts is going to play second, and they're going to put J.D. Martinez out in right, and that will take away from a little bit from the Red Sox defense in the outfield. I think if they have a lead, they will obviously move Mookie Betts back to right late in the game, and they'll bring in Ian Kinsler or Brock Holt. And take care, Fandom D Saint. Thank you for stopping by. Check out Fandom D Saint. All things TV, entertainment, pop culture, as the original Grognard likes to say. Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Westworld, and much, much more. As Old Soldier says, did you see Peterson all bundled up? Gave me a chuckle. Yeah, it is kind of funny. Eric from High Ground Gaming says, I think they may bench Jackie Bradley Jr. I like his outfield defense, though. I wouldn't do that. That's just, again, we're just throwing things out there. I mean, LA's bigger. I'd like him out there. My only other thought process, but they wouldn't do this because I don't ever recall hearing that J.D. Martinez took defensive infield at first base, practiced ground balls at first base. Because I think that would have been a perfect fit if he could play first base. You still have your outstanding defensive outfield intact, and you play Kinsler or Brock Holt at second. And again, you have to. Devers was very good at third, and I think hopefully that's going to give him confidence. Will he do? I can't remember what game it was, but when he moved Brock Holt from second to third and brought Kinsler off the bench when they were struggling at third base defensively. Spicer 007 says, I got to run. Good night. Thank you very much, my friend. Old Soldier says he does not think they'll take Jackie Bradley Jr. out. His defense is so dependable. I'm not one of the Red Sox fans. There are a lot of Red Sox fans on radio. They wanted JBJ to be traded. Not me. If the guy can hit 250, the way he plays defense, and the thing with Jackie Bradley Jr. is he gets hot, where he'll go on a hitting streak or he'll hit the ball well. And again, I get it. He won the American League Championship Series MVP. He batted below 200, but he knocked in 9 runs. I'll take that any day. So, I think they'll play Mookie Betts at second. They'll put J.D. Martinez in right. If they have a lead, they'll move Mookie Betts back out to right. Martinez will go sit down, and they'll put someone at second. As Old Soldiers believes that's the same. Betts at second and J.D. in right. It would have been interesting had J.D. taken some ground balls at first. Again, to me, a good fielding coach, infield coach, can teach someone how to play first base as long as you're a good athlete. And J.D. Martinez is a fairly good athlete. He's competent in the outfield. He's not better than Benintendi or Bradley or Betts, but he's competent there. So I think he'd be a pretty decent first baseman. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming also wants to see Betts at second. Would we be? I guess we'd be in shock if he's not at second in Game 3 in LA on Friday. You know. So, all right. Well, we've had a really nice stream. We'll go for maybe 10 more minutes. It's 12:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What I want to do right now, thank everybody, but I want to go through the content creators in the chat and also check out our pages. We have featured channels. We have channels. I would feature almost everyone's channel, but what happens is it gets cut off, and most people don't click on the rest of the featured channels. So check out our featured channels on our page. Check out the related channels, which are also good friends of our channel and part of our communities. So check out each creator's page. We have a lot of different content creators in our community. We have sports content creators. We have TV and entertainment content creators. We have just general chat. We have fun. We have lots of, there's a lot of different, what's the terminology I'm looking for? Chats, but they're panel chats. Is that something? Panel chats? Those are fun. There's so many great content creators in our community. And we're basically a bunch of small YouTubers who we've banded together, like Robin Hood's Married Men and Women. See that? Look at me. I said men and women. We're just all content creators of all different backgrounds, beliefs, and things like that. But we all get along and we all pull for one another. See, it can be done. See, people with different thought processes can come together and get things done. Okay? So first, I'd like to say thank you to Old Soldier, a good friend of the channel. Hope you're doing well. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, a wonderful content creator, retro sports, and also sim strategy games. Dog Sidious, all things Star Wars, other things too. Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, all kinds of things, sports. And I'm lucky enough to be on a panel with him. We do shows every other week. We do shows once a week. One week on my channel, and next week on Dog Sidious's channel. House of Sanchez has joined us. He says, I'm guessing the Sox won. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So another wonderful channel. We have Felicia in the chat. She is with Citadel with Trivia. She was also on Living My Rhapsody today, a 3-hour stream, I think, where they just went back and forth. I only caught a little bit because we're busy at work. Normally I like to listen and work, but it just didn't happen past. It's been nuts at work. So check Citadel for Trivia out. Another wonderful, again, we all pull for one another. Felicia says it's about what unites, not what divides us. It's true. Things that divide people, you can find common ground on. Normal people can find common ground on. Again, people who are not, well, I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, and that's on both sides of everything. So, Spicer 007, great friend of the channel and the community, had left earlier, but thank you very much. Fandom D Saint, again, he left a little earlier. Great channel, all things entertainment, pop culture. Thank you to Sai Chin. First time I've seen him in the chat. I believe he's a Dodgers fan, and it was nice to have him here. And also, thank you. I'm sorry, he just jumped in the chat. House Sanchez, thank you. Just scrolling up. Original Grognard was in the chat, Military Strategy channel. He's also, I'm getting tired as I keep going. He's also on the panel with myself, Dog Sidious, Stratomatic Delaware, and Chris, and Comics with Bueller. And we have other people on. And sometimes, Dog will have chats without, he'll have different, like everything Star Wars, another wonderful channel, content creator. Thank you to Bubba Husky. He's a moderator. He does a wonderful job. And I'm just scrolling up. I want to make sure I don't miss anyone. We had a nice chat here. We'll go for a few more minutes. So thank you to everyone. And if I missed you, and I don't think I missed anybody, I think we got everyone. And if you watched and didn't jump in the chat, that's fine too. Or if you watched later, I greatly appreciate it. House Sanchez, things that unite us, Game of Thrones, things that divide us, long ass wait for, is that Westworld? Wow. So I want the books to be done. I want the Game of Thrones. I want George R.R. Martin to step away from the buffet and finish the books. Winds of Winter, Felicia says. That's always amazing to me when I watch the Game of Thrones stuff with the book crowd. They remember everything. Now I've read the 5 books and I remember stuff. I just don't remember like the details they remember. So has House Sanchez. Hey, Sandor Sidious. Oh, I like that. Did you see, before we leave, little Game of Thrones, that the guy who plays the Mountain just got married? And he's 6'8", I think, 6'9", and his wife is like 5'4". Again, you're not gonna find, like, I guess you could find a 6'8" lady. I don't know. So, once again, the Boston Red Sox take Game 2 at Fenway, 4-2, behind excellent pitching of David Price. He went 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 5, struggled in the 6th, but got through it. As I said, took that deep breath, looked deep down in his pitching soul, and got through it. Joe Kelly came in the 7th. It was a perfect 7th, and he struck out 2. Nathan Eovaldi pitched the 8th. He struck out 1, and that was a perfect 8th. And Craig Kimbrell, 3 up, 3 down in the 9th, as he slammed the door on the Los Angeles Dodgers, who now fall 2 games back, and they go to the series now shifts to LA for 3. The Red Sox can close it out. They can do no worse than come back to Fenway with a chance to win it. As a Red Sox fan, I hope they close it out in LA. If I had to give a player of the game, I'm going to give it to David Price in the bullpen. The pitching staff was marvelous. Once again, the Dodgers didn't get a good starting pitching, though C. Chen in the chat says they should have kept Rao in the game because he did not believe Maxson was ready. All good. And that was in the 5th. That's when the Red Sox rallied for 3. And in the top of the 5th, after the Dodgers had scored 2 in the top of the 4th to take the lead 2-1, Benintendi made an excellent running catch. And then Dodgers and Ryu got 2 outs. And then Vasquez and Betts singled. Benintendi walked to load the bases. Maxson came in and walked Pierce, tied ball game. Martinez singled to right, 2-run, and dropped the ball in front of Puig. 2 runs scored, 4-2, and that's the way the ball game ended. So the series goes to the West Coast, and we shall see what happens there. Josh Gordon's playing quite well with the Pats. House Sanchez, he had a good game in their win. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, he's got a new student tomorrow. He's got to rest up. So thank you very much, Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Check out that wonderful channel. Again, all the content creators in the chat. Dog Sidious, Higher Ground Gaming, Citadel Trivia with Felicia. As she says, go Pats. The original Grognard, Fandom D Saint, Chris from Stratomatic, Delaware, Comics with Bueller. All wonderful, wonderful content creators. And members of our panel, members of our community. And remember, when you go to those pages or you're checking out those channels, check out who they feature and related, because they're all part of our community. So thank you very much. And I'm just going to go through real quick. Thank you to Felicia. Thank you to Dog Sidious, House Sanchez, Higher Ground Gaming with Eric, Old Soldier, Spicer 007, Sai Chin, thank you very much. Bubba Husky, Original Grognard, Everything Star Wars, Jonathan, thank you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully we have 2 more of these recaps in a Boston Red Sox sweep, but whatever happens, happens. Go Cleveland teams to Mexico. Bubba, Dog Sidious, that's pretty funny. Alrighty, well, thank you very much. Health and happiness till next time. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Don't swing at the curveball in the dirt. You know it's coming, folks. You know it's coming. Peace!